You are now listening to No Dumb Idea.
No Dumb Idea. No Dumb Idea.
You are now listening to No Dumb Idea.
Hey guys. I know we're supposed to record right now, but I was thinking instead maybe we just like do some introspective therapy today. And we talk about our feelings and we talk about
That sounds
our
lame.
trauma. And
that sounds good.
April Fools. Why would I talk about that dumb shit? No,
You
we're gonna talk
gotta
about.
be- I was ready to
silly
talk about
things.
Crazy
This
things that
is-
happened to me.
This is No Dumb Idea. This is our pop culture podcast related to movies, games, comics, and more from an angle of, our own little games and improv and discussions. And this is GymleaderNate, and I'm here with my good friends.
Gibbledang.
Hey, Dala.
Oh.
Surprise.
We did it.
And
The twist.
it's a twist. In honor of a little bit of I guess, I don't know, holiday is the right word.
Twistworld Fools.
Yeah, April Fools. In honor of April Fools, I was like, I wanted to think about, a type of like trick that gets played on people that they encounter all the time. You know what I mean? April Fools is all about tricks and gags and trying to fool people, obviously.
Rug pulls.
And where do people run into being fooled the most? And it's when they get fooled in entertainment, when they get misled or
You got me.
misdirected in order to be yanked
Mr.
abruptly
Directed.
to the side. Yep. Directed by some pitiful misters. So, which don't worry, we have plenty of Mr. Night Shyamalan things to talk about as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really want to tap in to the resource that is my friends Dala and Gibbledang and really get to the bottom of like where some of the like most crazy, silly, worst twists lie in the media that we consume. So I think that a lot of people, just hearing that will immediately have things that spring to mind because I feel like everybody has that one movie that they were enjoying and having such a fun time or franchise or something they were consuming that they were just loving only for it to nosedive at the last moment into something that they did not expect, want, or need.
So,
Not fair.
If I could start, is it okay if I start off?
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
Ooh, it's a twist.
I love to get right into it.
Yeah, we were just talking about this before recording the episode, but it must have been 2012-ish, 2014, in between that time, sometime in high school. I was playing a lot of BioShock, and the first one in particular, insane twist, killer twist, catches
Amazing
you off guard.
Twist, that one, honestly. It felt good.
Yeah. It felt
But I
good
think
because
that
it was
the air of mystery helps.
It was one of those things where if you went back, all of the clues were right there in front of you. You could see that the twist is right there.
That speaks to like what what kind of makes a good twist is something that like upon rewatch or review,
Sorry,
you get to actually see. You're good.
I had
Did
like
you have a cat hair in your mouth?
Yeah, like I was trying to get it.
Okay.
I was like, oh yeah, because there was another around the same time. My brother and we had found just in our random DVD collection a movie called Old Boy, And at the time, we didn't know anything about it, and it was just the disc, and we were both kind of making fun of the title, like what the fuck is this gonna be? And we put it on, and it was this South Korean fucking action, drama, mystery, fucking
Thriller, I guess.
thriller
overall,
caper.
Like,
And at first, it started off like we were making jokes, and then as the minutes went by, we just became more and more entranced in like this mystery. And then, at the end, it just has one of the most like gut-wrenching, fucked up twists in a movie.
kind of fucked.
That
The twist is that the movie was good.
it was
You and your
great,
brother shut up.
exactly. And my brother and I, like at the end of that, we were just like, I remember we both were kind of silent. We were like, Jesus fucking Christ, great movie, insane movie. But
yeah, that's I definitely had that on my little list of things I wanted to talk about was Old Boy and the twist of Old Boy. So I should say, before we get into even more, for everybody listening,
Sure.
this is an all spoilers podcast. We're explicitly talking about like the
Episode particularly.
ends, this podcast episode. We're talking about the ends of stories. Like this is all going to be about ways things twist.
The twist, the thing.
That has happened further along the line. So it's like, just a warning now. Everything we talk about, just be prepared to be spoiled on it if you haven't seen it, because
Or come back to this episode.
I do have a quick
if needed.
question.
Yeah.
Is it a twist if it's not at the end? Can something be a twist
Yes.
in the beginning?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
You can,
Okay,
you
just
can
making
have
sure.
twists
You can.
in the middle / beginning. Like,
Yeah.
I have one movie that I had on here to talk about where kind of the whole movie, it tries to be twists, which makes it all just stupid. So
God, I'm sure.
Well,
Those are always the best.
I'll let you
Yeah.
get into it. That was me.
But,
That was
yeah.
that's my my kind of twist connection. Twist connection.
Yeah.
would you say that
Twist connection.
Old Boy is a good twist or a bad twist?
What do you mean by good or bad in this context?
Well, that's what we got to figure out, like did it make you feel, like it added to the movie and it was a good part of the movie and the story overall like was made better for having that twist in it? Or was it more of a detraction from the movie and something that if it wasn't there you would have enjoyed it more?
I would say yes, because at the same time it's like, look where revenge gets you. You know what I mean? Look like it's God, it's
Quite
a
literally
lot,
being
yeah.
blinded by revenge
Yeah.
to not notice the things in front of your face.
Okay. Dala,
So for anyone,
take it away.
Dolly, you've seen Old
Yeah.
Boy too, right?
I have not actually.
Ah,
So
Would you
boy.
like
That's why
to?
I'm like,
Would you
I'm
like
quite-
to know what we're referencing?
Well, no,
Or
wait.
do
So
you-
are we?
Sure.
Are we starting off right now, getting into the list? Are we figuring everything out, or because I just finished explaining,
Yeah.
my favorite kind of twists,
like history with twists.
Yeah, my twistery.
Yeah.
What about you, Dala?
Gotcha. My twistery.
Yeah.
What's your twistery?
twistery?
I don't know what would be the first movie I saw with the twist. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could have been something like, well, this is an old one, so hopefully
Star Wars.
it's a fucking
hey.
really old one. Psycho.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock, which 60s movie that that might have been something like that, where
Yeah.
it's like in the 60s, black and white or something.
Planet of the Apes.
It's funny, that's actually on my list as like a bad twist because
Is
it's
it
such
the-
a weird. But we'll get into that later. The 2001 or 2000 whatever year
Yeah.
one particularly. The original that's a good one. That's actually a
Oh,
good twist.
okay.
I would say the 2001 one. Sorry, or
Okay.
whatever.
Marky Mark.
One
the
that's
one-
more true to the
it's funny-
books.
Yeah. The one that comes to mind, though, I don't know if this. I'm trying to think if it's. I don't know if it counts as twist though, because it's Total Recall by Paul Verhoeven, the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because
Right.
there's like a lot of like back and forth of essentially is the movie is like, is this real or is
Oh,
this
not the
not?
Colin
And there's a
Farrell
lot
one?
of like,
Are you sure?
yeah, unfortunately. Well, that one too, I guess. I haven't seen it, but yeah, no, I mean, I like a good twist. I think just anything that adds a new detail and makes it the world or the characters more interesting rather than just being like, I'm related to you now, or I'm now the prophecy. Like stuff
actually,
like that
it was
is the bad
me.
stuff. It was me that was the one that is your brother.
My other question would be like, what really makes the difference between a reveal and a twist?
I think the twist would need to be something where it's like you didn't expect it to be, or in the Wilhelm or realm of, where I think of like a slasher, like I think of, like a slasher movie. It's like, it's a more of a reveal because they're like, someone here is the killer, unless it's like
something you don't see coming.
The main character.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the main character. I think that's where I would.
It's a twist like if you don't see it coming.
Like, it's a twist if you weren't waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
a twist can be a reveal.
Like I love.
You can have a twist and a reveal.
I think they can both be. I think they can both.
Not all reveals are twists, but all twists. Or not all twists are reveals, but all
reveals are not all reveals are
no.
twists, but all twists are reveals.
Twists are reveals. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I did have it right the first time. Yeah, I do love me a movie where it's like I'm watching and it's like a good movie and you're just like watching and then all of a sudden there's like a twist that you're just like, wait, what there was a twist in this movie? Mm-hmm. Like I can't think of any off the top of mind, but just so
we just watched Novocaine.
Oh, how was that?
It's exactly what you'd expect.
It's a fun one.
It's good.
It's solid.
But there is
it's gorier than expected.
There is a twist in that movie where I'm like, oh wow, a twist! I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect this in the trailer at all.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Same.
That is always nice, honestly.
I genuinely was like, oh, okay, you got me. There's still some tricks in cinema.
In this
in this day of age.
I feel like my twistery is maybe that'll be the title of this podcast. Will be important moments in twistery.
Oh god.
Yeah, honestly that's really good.
My personal twistery moments. I feel like there's the spoiled twist, of Star Wars, obviously. I saw Star Wars when I was really young. One of the first movie series that my dad ever wanted me to really watch and pay attention to.
Pay attention.
No, literally.
Watch.
Where if I tried to play Game Boy or something while we were watching, he'd get mad.
Pull out the horse whip and start whacking you in the neck.
Yeah, fucking hit
you and your director's horse whip.
Yeah. So.
I'm gonna buy you one day.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back definitely on that, an important one for me. I think the earliest twisty movie that I remember viewing for the first time, I had not seen any other M. Night Shyamalan movies yet before I had seen this movie, which was The Village.
Yeah.
So that was my first experienced M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which
mine was Unbreakable actually, which also
I feel like that's such a good first.
Mine was
first twist.
Mine was Sixth Sense. That whole movie, the guy in the toupee, the guy in the hairpiece, that's Bruce Willis the whole time.
That's Bruce Willis the whole time. Yeah, I've seen that joke.
I didn't expect that at all.
The guy was wearing a hairpiece the whole movie. Yeah. That's the twist.
Yeah, the hair was a ghost the whole time.
That's your favorite movie, right, Nate?
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite. Where the
Sense?
hair is a ghost, yeah. All right, so
ghost hair.
So I have a little list here that we can talk about, and
a twist.
If any of these, a twist list, a twist, and if any of these, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, feel free to interject if you think of it. Or if there's
in the middle of your sentence.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, that's how it works here. So, So, I'm gonna start off with one that's pretty well known, and I want to get your as we go through these, I want to hear what you guys think about whether or not these twists are good twists or bad twists. Do they add to the movie or did they pull you out? And the first one I thought of was Shutter Island, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Have you guys seen Shutter Island?
I think I might
I
have seen
haven't,
it.
but I think I know the twist.
I might have seen it once when I was younger, but
Yeah, it's a classic twist.
I thought about that
Where-
one too, putting that one on the list. Yeah.
Yeah, I always felt.
Isn't it?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it one of the ones where it's like it turns out the island's not like real, or he's crazy, or one
It's
of those?
crazy.
It's that. It's he's crazy, and he's
That's what-
on
he's
Shutter
an-
Island, and the whole mystery is
Like he's a patient.
An
yeah, he's a
asylum,
patient
yeah.
there. It's an asylum, and he
Gotcha.
just this is all in his head. It's like
It's a
one of
very
the first.
cliche
Yeah,
twist.
it's one of the big instances of like.
Which I don't mind sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like the old "it's all in their head" twist
Yeah.
more often than
It's-
not is a shit twist because it is like
Yeah, no,
it's such a good
it's
way
hard
to
to
just
do.
tell the audience like, hey, you know all that stuff you cared about, none of it's real, idiot. Like
Or you have to get really convoluted, like Flight Plan with Jodie Foster, where it's
I
like,
have that on here too.
is that on your list?
So I
As
haven't
a terrible twist. That one's awful.
Which is
I haven't
stupid.
seen that, but that one did pop up when I looked it up. But explain that to
Do
me.
you-
What's Flight
So-
Plan?
So
Flight Plan.
Yeah, go ahead.
So she gets on a plane, and it's where they are flying her husband's dead body, her husband who was in the military, her husband's
Okay.
body home for a burial. It's her and her daughter. She
Yeah.
falls asleep on the plane. She wakes up. Her daughter's gone. She talks to other people. Everybody's like, we didn't
It's
see you
like,
with your
where's the-
daughter.
she doesn't- no,
You don't have
who
a
checked
fucking
on her?
daughter, you idiot.
You got on this plane alone.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Bitch.
And at the very end, the
Yeah.
entire reveal
Gaslight her.
is that it's literally that people were just gaslighting her. There is no reveal. Like the twist is almost that there isn't a twist, and that those flight attendants. Yeah, it turns out they just fucking lied.
Yeah.
And
Was it they were trying to like frame her for like
they're gonna
hijacking
blow
the
up-
plane?
They're gonna blow up the plane, and they needed to frame her and make her look crazy to make it look like she blew up the plane out of
There's
grief
no
for her
way-
husband.
There's no way that could be done though. That's crazy.
Convoluted.
And it's a
It
post
was
9/11
Very
movie,
convoluted
right?
plan.
Yeah, and it was literally like the entire movie relies on the fact that everyone else on the plane just coincidentally happened to not notice her daughter.
Yeah.
That's it.
Perfect. That's good.
They just coincidentally stood in the way or something.
That's how I would
Just
write my
like-
movies. I'd just be like, and
it's
then
so
they
good.
just whatever. People don't see
It's all
it.
coincident. It all works
Yeah.
out.
It's
it's-
convoluted plan, convoluted plan.
It's like
So-
my favorite thing on when they did the the playtest magic cards that were like released at a convention, where there's the certain cards that are so weirdly made that like they break the rules of Magic. So like to make it work, they just say like this is the effect, and in parentheses at the bottom it just says it works.
nice.
But okay, can I interject with two movies that I think would fit in the previous kind of category where it was like actually fuck you and fuck your
They're
time.
crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember watching this. I think I saw this in theaters for some reason. It was Nicolas Cage's and Scarlett Johansson's Next.
Next,
Have you guys seen
yeah.
Next?
I heard about that one.
Homie could see Nicolas Cage could see like 5 minutes into the future and like
Mhm.
see different potential outcomes in reality or whatever. And I think he uses it to either he works for the government or he robs banks or something. And basically the last act of the movie, you see a bunch of shit go down. You know, he's using his powers, and then all of a sudden Scarlett Johansson dies. And there's only like 10 minutes left of the movie. And then all of a sudden Nick Cage wakes up. He's like, oh my God, that was the longest Next vision I've ever had in my life. Because usually it's only like 5 minutes, but this is the first time he's able to do it like
The whole
days or whatever. And he makes a deal with the villain and it's so anticlimactic that it's just like, I remember as a
Where
kid
he's
being like,
avoids the whole movie.
yeah, he avoids all of the
Mhm.
conflict at the end, although I guess you
Yeah.
see it, but it's like, what? None of it
So
mattered?
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't. Yeah. That's so funny.
And then similarly, that leads to Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2, where the final battle is an entire
heard about that too.
what is it? The entire final battle, it's like you get these ancient vampires fighting the wolves and the modern vampires or whatever, and you see a lot of people die and get beheaded or whatever, and then all of a sudden it turns out that it's like a vision of the future, and then the main characters in each faction are like, actually, let's not fight. Let's
that looks shitty. Let's not
move
do
on
that.
a little bit.
Yeah, let's not. Oh no,
Shake hands.
Good thing we saw that, so we don't have to do that.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of making up and baseball.
Ooh.
They were both boys.
Yep.
So
And they inspired 50 Shades of Grey.
Basically.
Yeah, so that
IRL
I think
twist.
that is like a whole genre
Yeah.
that like we can. I
Or
feel like
Dream or...
I can't
The
even
fuck
think of
you
a version
twist.
of that. The fuck you twists. There's like
Yeah.
I can't think of a version of that feels good. I
That's what I was
don't
trying
think
to
I've
think
ever
right now, too.
actually seen a movie that does it in a way that isn't blatantly
Super Mario Bros. 2.
annoying.
Huh?
Super Mario Bros. 2. It was all a dream.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
The game.
Okay.
The video game.
Link's
The video
Awakening?
game.
Mario in bed with the fucking...
Yeah, it literally is all a dream. I mean, that's like probably the best because it's a fucking video game.
Yeah, it's lighthearted
still a
enough
shit
where it
ending.
doesn't bother you.
Well,
Yeah.
That's gonna have to be the next episode.
Yeah, it's
It
like-
was all a dream.
Yeah, that's the title of the
gosh,
next
It was all a
one.
dream.
This, yeah. Oh, yeah, we wake up from this episode. Oh, God. Oh, thank God we didn't actually record episode 70, whatever.
Yeah.
What's
Okay,
79 or
now
what's
let's
next
record
on
our
the
real
list?
episode. All right, next one I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
here is The Prestige. So
Oh,
I wanted to talk about
yeah,
this
it's
one
been a while.
because
These are all like childhood movies that like I watched them as a kid, but I didn't. Not like I shouldn't have, but they
remember.
were much more sophisticated for like an 11 or 12-year-old. You know what I
yes.
mean?
Yeah. I'm like, I would need to rewatch.
And even as a
Prestige.
kid, I was
especially
like,
M. Night Shyamalan.
wait, The
Ooh.
Prestige? I thought The Illusionist just came out, or which one was?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
those
what the fuck?
confused.
Yeah, no,
all
same.
the time.
The parallel. Oh, God, parallel thinking.
Yep.
So
That's the twist.
that's
There's
the twist.
two of
It's
those
actually The
movies.
Illusionist.
There we go.
Ooh,
If
we
you've
got a
watched
long
one,
movie.
you watch the other. That's the twist. You've already seen these
Ooh.
movies.
Yeah. Whoa.
So The Prestige is another genre, in my opinion, is kind of falls into another genre of twists, where even though it's kind of sci-fi movie, we have the It Was All a Dream, fuck you. That's the first genre. Second genre is they have a twin. A whole genre of twist
Yeah.
is they have a
yeah,
twin.
like there's a sibling.
there's a
twin.
sibling. There's a twin. Like,
yeah.
like the whole just like there's a character you didn't know about, so how would you ever know this?
Mhm.
True. Yeah.
Mm. That yeah yeah.
The
that's a
twist
good-
is just information that wasn't presented to you at all
Withheld.
during the movie.
yeah
Literally.
withheld. Which
I would even tack
never
on
works.
to that Christopher Nolan as a subgenre of twists, because you got The Prestige, you've got what is it, the one about the tops and dreams and shit, Leonardo DiCaprio, what, Inception.
Although
Tenet?
that one I didn't
There
feel
might be
like. I don't think Inception really had a twist in it though.
yeah, I
Can
don't
you
know. I
think
mean,
of
it's
one?
like it's just a very like, is this real or not?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
mind
That's why
fucking
it's like
the
total
whole
Well, I
movie,
guess
where
but
I'm
like,
at the
Yeah.
at the end, the twist is it all real,
It is
or is that?
but you don't
a
get it.
twist?
You don't get
Yeah.
it. But I feel like the twists are always like answers.
then-
it's like
then
it's
let-
an answer you weren't
I feel like-
expecting, but
Let
it's
me
an
ask
answer.
you. So there's twists, reveals. What's the? This is like a third
It's
part
the-
of that. This is like the third one.
Question.
This is what Total
Just
Recall
saying.
was. Like I was like just what is reality?
Yeah.
Like testing, I guess?
Ambiguous endings.
Yeah.
Yeah, ambiguous
Yep. Never mind.
plots.
Never mind. It's true.
Or-
It's true.
yeah. I would say it's like tangentially related, but not.
Something I
close
did want to
quite,
say,
but yeah.
I didn't put on here, but I was thinking about putting on here, was also Interstellar, because I didn't know if I wanted to classify that as a twist. I feel like it is kind of a twist, where at the end they're like, oh, it turns out the beings that guided us here the whole time were humanity. And it's literally just Matthew McConaughey reaching back through time and interacting with people, and that's what made all this happen.
Yeah. True. Like, yeah,
So I feel like that's
yeah.
technically, I don't know if it's a reveal or if
It's like
it's
a light.
twist.
It's like a soft twist.
Yeah, I think it might just be a reveal.
I think that's a reveal. I don't think it's
Twist light.
I don't think it's a twist or a soft twist yet.
Diet twist.
Yeah, it's
not a
diet twist.
God damn it. It's so stupid.
I had one actually. I'm curious. This is kind of related, I think, to one that you mentioned earlier, where there's like just so many twists after twists.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have that as a category, but have any of y'all seen Wild Things with Nev Campbell and Denise Richards?
No.
I've seen scenes.
It's you've seen
I've seen some
important
scenes,
probably.
yeah.
It's notorious for being like a very horny movie, but that movie has like twist after twist that's like ridiculous. Just to like run through the plot briefly is like you follow like I think Matt Dillon is the main character who's like a teacher.
Just one of the ugliest guys who should not have pulled Denise Richards and the other one, Nev Campbell. Yeah. He plays a teacher that's very charismatic, and the two girls are like girls in high school, and they frame him for like doing something with him inappropriate, and so they do a whole court case. But then the first twist, is during the court case, Denise Richards like exposes like, damn it, like we had a plan, like this was like all a plan to get like you in trouble. And then the twist turns out to be, the first twist is that Denise Richards actually is dating him for real, and that was all a ploy to get money out of her mom, who is rich. But then there's another twist later that he's actually with Nev Campbell, and then like there's a twist later that Nev Campbell's actually with the police that's Kevin Bacon, who's looking for the Treasure.
Matt Dillon character.
Oh.
It's just like, it's just fucking yeah. It's just twist after twist of stupid bullshit that's just like fucking ridiculous.
Most certainly,
like you come for the like
wild.
horny and stay for the.
So that's definitely that's like the fourth
stay for the
category
hoops.
we have is, so we have it was all a dream, fuck you. We have turns out they have a twin. And then
it's just like
number
twist
3
after
is
twist.
it's oops all twists.
Double McTwist.
Yeah. Ooh,
Like
I cast double twist.
what I had for
Torsion.
that like fit that category was Rise of Skywalker,
Yeah, I got that on here
Where-
too.
where they
A
tried
twist.
to make
Yeah.
it so the entire movie was twists.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
at that point, it's just plot that you didn't set up. It's just a movie full of
Withheld
plot you
info.
didn't set up.
Well, honestly,
So-
the entire
I guess we
that
went with
that
but-
entire trilogy, you know, so they set up. Okay, so I don't want to. Let me know if you're thinking this too. So what is it? The first one is Rise of Skywalker.
No, the first one
No.
was Force Awakens.
Oh, that's right, Force
in that
Awakens.
trilogy.
So the twist is that
First one doesn't. I don't think the first one has much of a
No.
twist.
no, it's
It's
the
much
second
like-
and the
yeah, it's
third
like-
one.
Yeah.
So the second
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
is the twist.
Oh, I will
is
say-
that
Going into the first one, they technically didn't say until the movie came out that Kylo Ren was Ben Solo.
Related.
Yeah, like they.
yeah,
It wasn't.
true.
It was assumed.
Do we also
like
know-
everybody was assuming that he would be related to somebody, but like until you saw the Force Awakens, you didn't know that he was. But it wasn't
Yeah.
really a twist because they revealed it really early on. They were just
So I
like
guess-
right away.
What I was thinking,
Yeah,
I thought
the
there was.
reveal.
I know there was 3 twists, but I thought it was one in each movie. But what I'm thinking is, what is it in the second one? Last Jedi. Is it that the
She's not.
she's
Yeah,
nobody?
She's no one
This-
important.
The
Yeah,
twist
she's
is that
nobody
she's
is one of
after
them.
it being set up, and then in the third one, right off the bat, which is why I was asking if a twist could be in the beginning of the movie. Somehow Emperor Palpatine has returned. There's
Yeah.
that. And then the double twist of, oh, well, actually, yeah, Rey is somebody. Rey is a Palpatine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So I guess there's
And then
those
there's the
3.
twist. There's the twist where Luke is actually a hologram. I didn't expect that in the second
Mm.
movie.
That's true. That was
Actually, I don't know
kind
if
of
that
a
counts.
kind of a twist too at the end of Last Jedi, where he was a Force projection the whole time.
I'll count it just so we have more twists in the movie in the franchise.
Mhm.
Just to comment.
That one I liked though. I liked that twist.
That
at
is
the
a good
end of
one, though.
Last
Yeah,
Jedi.
that-
That was a very great.
No, yeah.
I loved that moment. Honestly.
Yeah, that was tight.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty
Yeah.
tight.
it was cool.
That was like,
Um,
okay.
But yeah, just trying to pack all twists into the plot every 5 seconds. Especially the last movie. Surprise, Palpatine's back. Surprise,
Ooh.
Rey can use the dark side.
Surprise.
Rey killed Chewie. Surprise, Chewie's not dead.
Surprise, they have jetpacks
Hux is
now?
a spy.
Yeah.
They can fly now. And then it's like,
Let's call it Surprise
so fucking
Wars instead of
stupid.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
surprise, the dagger they found is actually a perfect outline of the area they need to search in the wreckage of the Death Star when you hold it up just right from a certain cliff. And
So that means that dagger must have been like 30 years old?
Yeah, like, it'd be
So it's a
fresh.
30 it's a
Relative-
fresh
no,
dagger.
it's ancient.
And then-
It's an ancient Sith dagger
Yeah.
that somehow you can stand on this cliff and hold up to find
The
the
prophecies,
location
see?
of a
It's
30-year-old
the prophecy.
wreckage.
Yeah.
Yeah. They knew the wreckage would happen. It's the prophecy.
Listeners, when you get older, you realize all of your fandoms suck. No matter what you like, whether or not it's Marvel Comics
still
or
like 'em.
Star Wars, you'll like them, but you'll only like them on a surface level.
But
Once you
and
realize
eventually,
that you
every-
start
they
the
all
old
get bought by
things that you
Disney. So
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Once you start looking into everything, you realize how terrible it all is. Just remain
Speaking of which,
hopeless,
actually,
and
can I-
honestly, just work on your own art and work on your own content, because that's where
Actually,
it's at.
just
But it
give
doesn't
up
mean
on
that you're not.
art,
It doesn't mean you're not
make
allowed to
money.
like these characters.
Just AI it,
Yeah,
and then
just
you're good.
yeah.
AI, come up with the twist now. But, real quick, if I could throw in a comic book, actually.
Go for it.
Yeah, and then I
kinda
got a
related
couple
to
after
this.
that. Yeah.
In the 90s, I want to talk about this. It's not all in like one like run, but it's like it's across a few issues. But in the 90s, Spider-Man was going through a lot of crazy shit. There's a lot of twists with the Clone Saga alone.
Okay.
Particularly, I just want to point out the like Aunt May plotline, which is a bit like a bunch of bullshit twists after twists. So around issue 400 or so, I think it was literally actually issue 400. She dies, like she just dies of old age, which is part of the like passing of the torch from Peter Parker to Ben Reilly the clone.
Thought you were gonna say
and then
passing
honestly,
of the
this
torch
Clone
to
Saga
the new Aunt May.
from Aunt May. yeah.
To Aunt May
But I think it's just
too.
more so for the comics to be, yeah. We brought in this old lady, yeah. Kind of honestly, it's funny enough because so what happens is Aunt May dies, and then there's like a bunch of twists honestly with who is Spider-Man or who isn't. Like Ben Reilly is the real, and Peter's the clone. But then the twist is
That's
they
right.
change their mind, so they switch it back, and
a real Goblin
yeah, and then
Queens,
Green Goblin comes.
situation.
Green Goblin comes back to life after being dead for like 20 years, like unexpectedly, and also
And then they
gets
clone
killed.
Aunt May, and then
But
the
then
clone they make her old.
That would have been better because what they did was stupid. They brought Aunt May back, and then I think eventually she died as well. But like she died when I think like Mary Jane was giving birth to Peter's kid, and it turns out no. I'm sorry, I know what it is. So the Aunt May that died in issue 400 was actually an actress who was replaced and had been surgically made to look and act like Aunt May.
God.
So she died, and then the real Aunt May gets revealed. And I think around that time, Green Goblin had a ploy to steal Mary Jane's baby right when it was born around that time, too. So it was like a passing the torch from the baby back to Aunt May,
I
It's
feel
a real
like
Aunt
in
May.
comic books,
Incredible.
It's
after a
fucking
character
wild.
has existed for multiple decades, like at that point, there's no such thing as twists anymore. It's just
Yeah.
bad writing. It's like,
Well,
continuities.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
there's some good ones,
if
too.
I could, since we're talking about bad
Yeah.
writing and twists and Green Goblin,
uh,
so at one point it was revealed that while Gwen Stacy was traveling abroad at one point, Norman Osborn had,
Gosh.
I believe, groomed her and had sex with her and got her pregnant.
GymleaderNate, you look so excited.
Got her pregnant with twins that she had in Europe and secretly secretly hid from Peter, and then she moved back to the States, and then the regular Gwen Stacy stuff happened, and then the death of Gwen Stacy happened. And this is all a retcon. This is all a retcon twist.
Did all
that
that
happened in, like,
supposedly
the early
happen
2000s.
while she was a teenager?
Yep.
Yeah, they were like college students, but yeah.
Was it? Yeah, were they college
No, 'cause-
students?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he met Gwen in college.
Okay.
And
But
let's
they're like probably
okay,
19.
yeah, and let's
like,
just say that
like,
Norman's
like,
like
they're
a 50-year-old man.
Yeah, it's still.
Yeah,
nice.
totally. It's not normal. It's not okay.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
no,
like,
no,
At least
no,
it's
no,
not
it's
straight
as
No, of course.
pedophilia.
You know, in the part that's I was gonna say is the kids rapidly age so that they catch up to Peter's age too at some point.
Yeah, so
Between
they
that
have
time.
they have,
they have goblin
the
DNA.
goblin serum, yeah. So, there's that. What else was there? That's I think that's it for comic books. There's the Reverse Flash stuff, but I think that's more of like I think that might be a reveal. That's more of a retcon kind of reveal.
Yeah, that's a rough thing about comic books is that like twists, like I feel like they just bake twists into your average comic book now with how many retcons that they constantly throw in there. Like the entire idea of trying to come up with something new for a character half of the time involves changing something that you already assumed you knew.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
Yeah. That's funny. I was actually gonna bring up for a good comic book twist is Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, and that's a good like change. It's like a retcon, I guess, too.
like what he really is.
Essentially, and it's funny because it's at the start of Alan Moore's run. Is he essentially changes Swamp Thing from being a man turned into the muck monster into he's an elemental and has like kind of honestly just was like summoned almost more so like he's not really attached or it's like a spirit was like used to create Swamp Thing. The elemental.
Did you guys know that?
It's like
Did
a
you guys
great
know
twist.
that Signs was originally supposed to be about demons?
Really?
Yeah. So apparently,
I
in the
don't think I
research
knew
I was
that.
doing before,
That'd been a
like
better
about this
twist.
episode, so like in the original script of Signs, it's like a big reason why the main character guy used to be a priest is that
It makes
the
sense.
I
twist
feel
is
like we
supposed
talked
to
about
be
this before.
the twist is supposed to be that all the water in his house accidentally became holy water. And so that's why the
Mhm.
water
That's
works
fucking
against the
dumb.
creatures
That
is
can't be
because
it. No.
is-
That
that
makes
can't-
more
that's gotta
sense
be
than
a fan
aliens
theory.
evading.
That's got to be a fan
No.
theory.
That makes more
the
sense than
producers
aliens
the
evading a planet
producers
made of
changed
water.
it because
Like,
aliens were selling better, and they're like, "Can we
That-
change this
Hmm.
to aliens?" And he was like, "I mean, yeah." He's
That
like,
would've
"Yeah,
been-
we can just because the point was that you're
Sure.
supposed
They
to."
can't.
Originally his plot was that you're supposed to think it's aliens because of the crop circles, but it
Yeah.
turns out those are like demonic omens, and it's actually demons.
like symbols. Yeah.
And
See, that's like that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that would be kinda
not
neat,
much, but just a
but
bit cooler.
yeah, no, instead it just turns
Maybe
into the
they had
twist is
little
that the
horns.
aliens are weak to water, even though they decided to try and invade a world that's 70% water. So
Well, maybe
Yeah.
water's
It's
different
like-
on their planet, Maybe it makes them stronger, so they invaded this place, and they're like, oh, dude, water's
Yeah,
sick. And they're like,
What the
ah,
fuck?
fuck,
What is this water?"
shit sucks.
yeah, it's like on their planet, like water's like liquid, like hydrogen or some shit,
Yeah.
like
Makes
or,
them
like,
come all the
pure-
time.
It makes
having a
them
good
come all the
time.
time. Makes them
Yeah,
high.
they're like, oh, dude, toads, let's go find go find a planet that's all of this.
It's like we like all of a sudden find a planet that looks like it's all weed, but then we get down there and all that weed is actually poison ivy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Which,
So
let me tell
next one, I thought we should talk about leaning into the space theme. I think this might also kind of be a genre of twists. I had Arrival. Arrival.
Yeah.
In my opinion, wonderful movie. Probably one of the best like alien movies I've ever seen. Just because I feel like it's a very fresh take. But it does have a very a twist at the end that is kind of its own genre of like it was time travel. The twist, like. Like I feel like time travel is like a
Okay.
whole a whole thing.
That goes into the Reverse
in
Flash
twists.
one.
It
That could
does
be
go
the-
into the
the
Reverse Flash.
one, yeah.
It also goes into Interstellar.
Terminator.
Terminator. Like, there's... I feel like the fact that the hidden ingredient was, like, time also goes into, like, Old Boy a little bit. Where, like, it's less about time travel and more about, like, not accounting for the 15 years that went by and when he doesn't realize who he's been interacting with.
I thought you were going to say the twist at the end would be the twist being, actually, they're good.
Oh,
I
that's
feel like
another...
that'd be a different kind of twist, too. You know,
That
like,
is a definitely-
actually, they're not bad guys.
Yeah, they're not the bad guy, and that's definitely another genre, which brings me to Now You See Me.
Which, I will say, too,
Oh, gosh.
spoilers as well. Oh, man. Dala, do you care about spoilers for Mickey 17?
No, I don't think I care. I haven't. Yeah.
Same thing, same kind of thing. They have a. I feel like the twist in that is spoilers. The alien creatures are good, although you kind of get that sense in the beginning. That whole movie, it's really good. Very very Starship Troopers esque. But there are these
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's you could say they're in the same universe. But yeah, that's yeah. We can move on from that.
Yeah, but yeah, so Arrival and time fuckery as a twist, I feel like it is, when set up well, works. You know, Arrival and Interstellar, in my opinion, set it up well. They plant the seeds of having things happen that they can't explain, and you just have to assume that it's something you'll find out later, and then Interstellar, that's why it's almost more of a reveal, less of a twist. Like, they kind of allude that you're gonna find out eventually. Whereas Arrival, it's more of a pure twist because you don't know why. You assume you're seeing memories of the past and you're just being shown flashbacks for her. When in reality, you find out that these are all things that haven't happened yet in her life. And she's actually seeing the future.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So I've seen Arrival, but I'm like, I can't remember much of it. So
basically,
big inky squiddies.
Yeah, the squids, and
they
learn their language, and it turns out that when you start learning because their language doesn't adhere to time, and the way they think doesn't adhere to a linear construct of time, when you start to think how they think, and you start to learn their language, you start to perceive time as they do. So you start to view your whole life all at once, and basically she is able to she sees into the future at her having solved this whole crisis, international crisis about these pods, and there's international wars about to start. And she manages to see into the future to see how she solved the crisis and she does what her future self
so it's a loop
talked about. So it's kind of like a time loop, yeah. So
shit. Actually, I'm trying to. Speaking of that Looper, does Looper have a twist? I'm trying to.
Well, I wanted to say, speaking of aliens, if I saw Looper, I don't
think Looper does. So actually. It might have a small twist, a reveal more so.
Well,
go. What about aliens?
Yeah, no, that's more of a reveal.
It's like the little boy. It's like a reveal.
Going into aliens, and speaking about little boys, The Predator. 2018's The Predator, where the twist halfway through the movie is revealed that predators are hunting humans for their DNA to improve, the predator DNA, and that they see autism as the next evolutionary step.
Yeah, the next step in human evolution.
That movie also portrays autism as a superpower.
Most media does these days.
Actually, speaking of which, Happy Autism Awareness Month.
All right.
This month.
There you go.
April Fools.
Perfect timing. Throw on the Predator to celebrate.
So yeah, just a little food for thought.
God, it's It's funny. I forgot that was a twist because I knew it going. Like
Yeah.
that was the one thing that I knew going in that made me want to watch the movie and be like,
Was that?
God, I mean, it sucks. It sucks.
It's
But
funny
yeah.
because I used to live with Dala for a while, and we would watch bad movies together all the
And-
time. And
Gibbledang doesn't know I still live with them.
It's
Under
true.
the bed.
One of the first
or in the
months.
floorboards.
one of the first months, I I got drunk and we watched fucking The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and just shat all over it. And then I think like the next month, he got super drunk and like at first I got super drunk. And Dala had to take care of me, and we watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
The
And then the
opposite,
next month, it was the opposite, but we watched The Predator. Dala got super drunk, and I
Yeah.
had to be like, all right, man,
The
like,
twist is
it's too much.
the twist is I got drunk.
That was the twist.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh. No.
So
now
I
we're
did want to
talking
bring
about
up
Looper.
Yeah.
a
Or
famous.
that's a reveal, you said.
Yeah. I do want to bring up one that's kind of famous
I
for the
think so.
twist because it had literally nothing to do with the plot in any way, shape, or form. And that is a little
gosh,
Robert
let me-
Pattinson film called
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
Me.
I
we're at
remember. I think I learned about it from Gibbledang.
I wanted to save that for last. God damn it.
We're at the very end. We find out that
No.
all of this was
Yeah.
happening
I guess
right
we're done with the
before
episode.
9/11.
9/11. So it's a romantic drama with
Gosh.
Robert Pattinson and whoever from 2010, and it's a lot of back and forth, whatever. And then at the end, you get a phone call scene where like Robert Pattinson's leaving a voicemail for somebody, and he's in an office. And
And
it's
you
so
see,
good.
and it turns out
It's
he's
almost like a
in
joke.
the World Trade Center, and right in the last moment,
And it's
you
just a
see-
date. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, the gall.
I feel
The
like I recommend
gall.
listeners if you want, do a movie night and don't get a bunch of people that don't know the movie and just throw it on,
Honestly.
and that's a good like one I've heard.
It's- apparently, the filmmakers wanted to capture the feeling of unexpectedness of 9/11 when it happened.
Which makes sense.
True, I
So-
guess, yeah.
They did do that.
It was
If they wanted to,
Doesn't make a
never
good
mind.
movie, but
It was
I
unexpected
think-
to everybody but the
oh
government.
gosh,
seeing Robert Pattinson now and know, like seeing his interviews,
just like the
and stuff,
movie.
I think he definitely did that as a meme, or he probably knew that that's like, oh shit, okay,
movie.
like
Yeah, like
fucking-
this is really what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I guess I can
because
use
he
the
loves
money
to
or,
shit on
like, you know, some help.
Twilight and stuff too. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn
I
it,
just
I wanted to
I wanted
save
to
that
briefly
for
bring
last,
that
but
one
yeah,
up because
awesome.
that's a good one.
It's fine. I didn't put it on my list because I was like, someone is gonna talk
Yeah,
about it. So I
God
was like,
damn
there's no
it.
need. No, let me get comic books instead or something.
Fine then,
Which-
fine. Then I want to talk about The Happening, where
Oh, nice.
the whole,
That's on my list,
or
too.
I guess
Gosh.
actually it's not the world, it's just America.
It's the trees.
America's killing itself,
Those trees.
and it's
Yeah.
because of the trees.
the plants.
Yeah.
And it's one of the worst
Swamp Thing.
movies ever made.
It's all cyclical.
M. Night Shyamalan. And you get that great scene of Marky Mark being like telling that woman, that woman's like, "You want to kill me, don't you? You're gonna kill me and take all my shit." And he's like, "What? No,
What? No.
What?
What?
no."
It's The Happening is interesting because I think
What?
that's one of the times when the twist itself would have been real. I feel like that would have been a really good twist for a different movie
Mhm.
because, like
Like a good
having
one?
the
Wait,
plot
like
be
blaming the trees or having people
I
kill
think-
themselves? I'm
well,
confused.
it's the fact that those two things are so unrelated. Like
the connect-
the
not
idea
So
of
the
having a
Sixth
movie
Sense-
where the trees are fighting back, like nature's fighting back to purge the earth of humanity. That in itself, not a bad
Mhm.
idea.
Yeah.
But the fact that
that's
the
not a
trees
bad
did
premise.
it through magical pollen that makes you commit suicide is the thing that makes it
It's a
so
bit much.
fucking ridiculous.
It reminds me of The Simpsons, where it's like, oh my god, is that the
Everyone's-
gas that makes you go inside out?
Everyone's idea of suicide
like
would
that.
be different. right? So like, what if I was just like, oh, I'm gonna every day for like the rest of my life, I'm just gonna have a little bit of mercury or some shit.
Like,
you know what I
like,
mean?
what if for some
So,
people
like,
they
oh.
just like they just start chain
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes and they're like, it'll kill me eventually.
Yeah. This eventually is gonna
Everyone started smoking more. And they're like, oh well, I do want to die, but I also really want to
Yeah.
live.
It's just like
Yeah, but don't worry, it'll happen.
it just doesn't.
It'll
like,
get me eventually.
the idea.
Yeah, just microwaving a bunch of
I
food,
feel
like
somebody,
with the microwave open.
like when they were making that movie, somebody had just heard about how depression got proved to be a chemical imbalance in the brain, and they're like, "Ooh, what else can fuck with your brain
Oh,
chemicals? If something fucks with your
Yeah.
brain chemicals, maybe it just
plants?
makes you want to die."
Maybe plants.
Yeah, oh,
So yeah,
Incredible.
happening.
Gosh.
Great example
Yeah.
of a
it's definitely happening.
pretty shitty twist.
What about related the devil, the elevator
One of the
movie?
few M. Night Shyamalan
M. Night-
joints I haven't seen.
Oh, I think it's produced by him. Actually, I don't even know if he
I
directed
think he
it.
did.
I feel like I don't think
Um,
he. No, I think he
No?
did. Yeah.
I don't think.
I thought he did because I remember
maybe,
seeing the
but-
trailer for that and groaning. The whole entire theater I was in
Mhm,
groaned
when
when
you see
we
his
saw
name.
his name come up as the director.
Everyone was like,
Gotcha. It's the
Everyone came.
ooh yeah. Ooh. I like the devil.
Monite.
I
love Monite.
To run through it real quick though, it's like a whodunit murder mystery where there's like a group of people stuck in an elevator and like there's like a police officer that's like surveying it, and then every now and then the lights go out and someone, when they come back on, someone's dead, and you're like, who is it? Is it the guy that's like
it's the old
rude?
lady.
Is it the convict? Is it the old lady?
Turns out
Turns
it's
out
the old
it's
lady.
actually the devil.
It
Like,
was.
it's just
It literally was
actually-
the devil.
It was the devil possessing like and getting and kill like the old lady and then killing them. And it's like, oh, it was kind of like interesting when it was like, oh, someone in this elevator is a human like murderer, like is a human and a murderer. But I don't know. It's just like it's all of a sudden now it's possessed.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a funny scene where this security guard that's like, I think he's Hispanic because of course he is, where like he's like, oh, Holmes, you know the devil's around when toast falls like butter side down, and he drops toast. So he's just like, oh, and it fall, and so he tests the toast like and drops it. And of course, it falls like butter side down, and it's just like, it's so fucking goofy. It's like I would throw it on as like a like get drunk and watch, but it's not a good one.
Mm-hmm. Another good twist movie that is I feel like is a get drunk and watch movie for me. 13 Ghosts.
Huh.
Oh, I haven't
Is that
seen
a twist?
So-
I don't even remember what.
Yeah, so the big twist about 13 Ghosts is that the dad at the very end is the 13th ghost. He just
that's
hasn't
right.
died yet.
Wait.
And so he
yeah.
he has to
Mhm.
die in the house in order for the 13th ghost
Tony
to finish the ritual.
Shalhoub, Master
Yeah,
Splinter.
Tony Shalhoub himself.
Himself,
Good old
yeah.
monk.
Good old
Uh,
Master Splinter.
When was he Master Splinter?
Yeah,
in
that's
the
right.
Michael Bay's TMNT.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You wouldn't know because he barely talks. I feel like, and he's barely in the movie.
But he does an Asian accent. And here's my impression of that right now. Of a Jewish man doing an Asian accent right now.
Go for it.
Right now. Insert like the audio.
All right,
just
sorry
from it.
everybody, we had to cut that out. That was
Wow,
incredibly
Gibbledang sounds just like
racist.
that.
I can't believe you just did
Yeah,
that.
whoa.
Gibbledang. Anyways,
I'm neither of those, and
yeah,
I'm offended.
100%. Another one I wanted to mention was Book of Eli.
That's so stupid.
I was honestly kind of waiting for that one too.
Me
I'm
and
the book
Gibbledang have
all
had a
along.
drunk argument about this movie.
God, such a stupid ass movie, dude.
What
What was our argument again?
Check out our Surf
We were
Dracula
arguing
movie
about
or
whether or
episode.
not it was a Surf Dracula, actually.
Yeah. Check out our Surf Dracula episode for context, listeners.
Yeah, but it definitely has a twist. So, like, regardless of if
There
it's a
is a
Surf
twist,
Dracula, it is a movie with a
It's
twist.
not. It's just a movie with a twist. It's not a Surf Dracula. It's a movie with a twist. I think I remember. I'm gonna have to.
Not
listen to that again.
not every twist is
Yeah.
a Surf Dracula, but all Surf Draculas are twists. Just kidding.
No, no.
Not every
That's
reveal
not
is a
about
Surf
it.
Dracula.
Yes.
We're figuring it out. We're figuring out the math of like twists
Yeah.
and
Insert
Transitive
Transitive
property.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there's technically two twists, I guess, to the Book of Eli. First twist being that he's blind
But
the
it's a
whole
good
time,
movie.
and second twist
Yeah.
being that he wasn't carrying the book, like he had memorized a book
physically
to be recorded by a library, and it was the Bible. So
Stupid.
The
First of
book.
all,
I thought
the Bible
It was
it's
fine.
it's fucking everywhere. It's literally there's one in every single hotel and casino.
yeah,
literally
so there's
everywhere.
no way they didn't find one.
In every room,
Yeah,
there is
I
a
mean,
Bible.
yeah.
So the fact that they're just like, oh, we can't find a fucking
Yeah,
Bible.
listeners, check
Like,
under your
suck
seats.
my dick. There's a Bible right behind you.
Yeah, right now. Look behind
If
you,
you,
listeners.
like,
There might be a
if you
Bible
can
right there.
sense the location of a Bible,
Yeah.
there would always be one within like 40 feet.
I'm sure you could walk into a Walmart and be like, hey, I need an extra Bible. And they'll give you one for free.
They'll be like, "Oh, visit our
Free,
Bible
yeah.
aisle."
Yeah.
Uh,
Our bile.
Yeah.
our Bible.
Or Bible. Yeah, fuck.
There
And
you
then
go.
I think the better
that
twist
fit-
is that he's blind. I liked that one, where like he was kind of guided by
Yeah, that's a good
by
point.
God
I mean-
the whole time.
Well, I don't know if that was implied, was it?
They're blind.
I think it was just
What?
implied that he
I
was
don't- it
like
might have even
Daredevil.
been explicit.
I don't think he
No, I
was
think-
having any extra guidance from God or anything.
No, they
I
definitely
don't
didn't
know.
imply that he has superpowers. I
Not
think
superpowers,
the implication
but I
was
mean-
that he was being guided by God.
I don't think he was being guided by God.
Yeah.
100. It's real. It's
I mean, maybe
heavy. The whole
it-
point of it making it the Bible is that it's heavy religious overtones.
Well, I
And
know-
So you're
I know-
supposed to make that inference that like, oh, maybe he
Like,
was
it's not
able
like
to do
Jesus
it
is
because
literally
God
there,
had an
but yeah.
influence.
Yeah, but
Like,
there was
they don't
nothing that
confirm
like
it,
Yeah.
signified
but it's
that God did it.
I think the fact that it's religious themed and it's the Bible that he's
Just-
carrying in his head is
Mhm.
supposed to make you think that God was involved.
Well, I guess through the power of everything, God is involved. So I guess that's my
Yeah.
ignorance. So I'm sorry, brother.
You
Let's
forgot
move
that through
on.
the power of Jesus Christ, all things are possible.
It's true.
So
It's true.
Yeah, dude.
That's my own ignorance. Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother.
Sorry, brother.
another one.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Oh, it was, it's funny. Like, I think around that time of Book of Eli was one. It's a movie that I like the first half, and that second half, that twist just really screws it all up. And of course, I'm talking about Will Smith's.
I was gonna
Hancock.
bring that up
the
next.
superhero movie.
Yes.
Was that the one you were literally?
the next
Oh,
one?
God.
That is a movie that
I
is
love
ruined.
the first
100% ruined by
Exactly.
the twist.
I saw that. What's the
Yeah.
Because I also saw that on a list, but I forgot what the twist was.
Mhm.
What's the
The
twist?
twist is that the guy who was helping him
It's-
the whole time, it turns out that guy's wife is also secretly super strong and is a Hancock.
But they're like
and it
aliens.
turns out
remember
that
that.
They're both aliens.
they're not. It didn't say necessarily that
Wait,
they're
that's
aliens. That they're just
right.
they're primordial.
No, they're like
thousands
ancient
of years
Egyptian
beings who
gods
are
that
gods.
Once
yeah.
they find each other, they
Something,
either
yeah.
fall
They
in love or
destroy
fight
each
with
other.
each other, or
they
something.
become mortal.
It's
if they
Yeah.
They become mortal.
end up being next to each other for too long, they both become mortal again and they can be killed.
it's Will Smith
Yeah.
and
And that's why she's like, "Oh, I've been
Theron
trying to
and
fight you
Jason
this whole
Bateman."
time to
Yeah,
Yeah, and so
Yeah. And it's such a cool like first half, but
that reveal is so
Yeah,
dumb, and like the movie was going so well, and then it just becomes about something so not related to any
Yeah.
of the themes that they were exploring in the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
yeah, like
'Cause I
when
really-
Will
I really
Smith
liked the,
tried
like-
having sex with that woman, and he
Mhm.
he I guess shoots her in the air with his cum. Is that something that? Yeah,
I think that's Scary Movie.
Yeah, I
no,
like that.
that is this movie.
No, I think
does
that actually did
in this
happen
movie.
in Hancock, but I don't think it's with. I don't
It's
think
not
it's
Charlize Theron, no.
I think it's
No, she
some
would be
other-
able to fucking withstand that shit. She'd be like, "Yeah, give me that shit." She'd be like,
Yeah.
"Whoa!"
Shoot it back.
That would be like the
It's like
boys
Ricochet
scene where
back.
it's
Yeah.
Homelander and what's her face having Nazi sex, where they're like
yeah,
they're also
Stormfront,
kind
I
of
think.
like beating each other up while they're fucking.
Just
Like,
fighting.
Terrible. I haven't seen that show.
Yeah.
But
bother.
okay.
Oh, The Boys? The Boys is... The Boys, I guess, would be a better version of
I guess we have
Hancock
differing
in some
opinions
regard, I
about
guess.
it. I feel like The Boys is overrated. Although I couldn't care about the new season, so I didn't watch the new season, admittedly. But
So what's
It is
I know
filler
they're
for the
making
fifth season, yeah.
Hancock 2 with Zendaya, so I assume that's the result
they
of
really?
their love making.
no, they're not.
Yeah, no, yeah, they are. Unfortunately.
What? Hold on, I have to Google this right now.
Zendaya is gonna be the daughter of everybody.
Yeah, the twist is this
Why
movie's
is
actually
Zendaya-
gonna...
Just
the
like
twist.
the actual
Rex
twist of all
daughter.
movies is that Zendaya's involved.
Yeah. Is in it. She's gonna be in the sequel. Yeah.
Oh my.
So I'm guessing it's real.
That's right.
What?
Well, maybe it'll be good because again, I like the first half of Hancock. It's just that like they really had their cocks in their hands. You
Why
know,
does
for
this
that
look
second half.
made like it's made with AI?
Probably because it is, because it hasn't even
Probably
started
is.
filming yet.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Anyways, can I bring up one more
Yeah.
film that with twists that I'm curious to hear actually you guys' input, but Final Destination 5
Oh.
has a twist right at the end
Oh, what? Oh.
Where-
Yeah.
where it's a prequel to the whole
Right,
series,
where
the whole
it ends,
franchise.
it ends
It's like
with
the whole movie
plane.
plays yeah, which is like
I
kind
fuck
of a
with that.
fun
That's
like
cool.
oh shit, like that's one of the that one's cool. I don't know if there's any more. I'm trying to
It
think of
was
other movies that
secretly
do
in
that
the
where it's like the
past.
twist is like this is it's secretly part of the Blade
Yeah.
Runner
Oh,
universe
yeah.
or some shit, you know. So
Well, I
stuff
mean,
like
there's
broader
the whole
twist.
there's like the whole
Mhm.
split thing
Yeah, that's another
where
one.
you
Oh,
learn
yeah,
at the end
Split,
that it's
and
a
yeah.
part of the Unbreakable universe.
That's
Unbreakable.
definitely one of them.
Yeah, the Unbreakaverse.
The Glassiverse.
Yeah.
I would say the Glassverse.
Mm,
Yeah,
Unbreakable
kinda-
Glass.
Yeah, Glassverse probably better though, but yeah.
God, that third movie sucked so hard. Glass was so terrible. It's
Bruce
so
Willis got
tragic.
drowned in a bottle.
So let's name it after the bad one. Yeah.
What
But yeah,
else? What else?
That is, I think that is pretty much. I also had on here Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No.
I recently watched all
saw
the
that on
Jurassic
list
World
too, but
movies
yeah.
because I wanted to finally
nice.
see what they were all about.
Yeah.
And it's like an okay movie. Like there's like a 12-year-old girl in
For
it
sure.
where it the reveal is that she was made with the dinosaur cloning technology and she's like the first human clone.
Mhm.
So
But then I think they untwisted
no,
that. And
they
No,
kept
that's
her
the
a
last
clone.
Oh no?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
most recent
that's
one
why.
they kept her clone, but they added to
Okay.
it where it's now instead of being a guy who cloned his daughter because his daughter died of cancer, it turns out the daughter
Mhm.
cloned herself so that she could have an asexual child, or a child asexually, and
What
like
the fuck?
and she was like doing it out of love. So now be okay with
Yeah.
it.
The daughter cloned herself, you said?
Like yeah, so like originally it was like this old guy who had a daughter who was a scientist on his team. The daughter got cancer and died. So the first twist was he created a clone of that dead daughter, and that's the little girl. But then it turns out that his dead daughter, when she was alive, did it to herself and gave birth to the child herself also through like asexual reproduction.
Yeah, that's how I do it, man. Yeah, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but baby, yeah.
Yep. I'd be like, "Ugh," bah, and then a little me would come out. Be like, oh, papa, and I'd be like, oh, little
Talk
Gibbledang
already.
Junior. And then I'd
Daddy Dang.
I'd feed it. I'd let it suckle at my teat,
And then it would get wet after midnight,
Yeah.
and it'd be like,
Gibbledad.
and then it'd bite me. I go,
yeah.
I was like,
It turns
ah,
into a
no
GymleaderNate
teeth,
if you
no
get
It turns
teeth.
into a gym leader day if you do
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
for sure.
damn it. Yeah.
All right, before the final question, I will bring up one more,
Yeah.
just a quick couple titles that, we don't have to talk about long, just I think are worth mentioning. One is The Twist in Dark Knight Rises. That the child that they've been
that is-
alluding to the
okay.
whole time is actually the woman he's been having sex with, and that's Talia al Ghul. And the child
Mhm.
wasn't Bane the whole time.
That's Vag mouth.
Is that from the bad man videos? Yeah. In that order.
Yeah.
Ask what order we did.
Nice.
As what
No,
order
I don't care.
Ask Smash Mouth.
Ask Smash Mouth. that whole series of skits is gold. I will rewatch them periodically to this day. But yeah, that was one that was like definitely unearned, shitty twist. Didn't feel good at all. Like absolutely threw away a character, like in its entirety.
I feel like knowing who Talia al Ghul was before was like not surprised, I guess, too.
I, as a person who did not know much about Talia al Ghul, was basically like, I feel like I very much was more in the league of like your average moviegoer at that point, being like, who the fuck, why, and why does it matter? And oh, she's dead. Never mind, doesn't matter.
See, so
yeah, never mind.
I tend to follow set pictures and stuff like that and casting, and set pictures immediately a year beforehand revealed everything, and it was like, yeah, okay, yeah. They showed fucking pictures of her holding a detonator, her leading
holding up a sign says I'm a villain.
Yeah, and then on the back it says "Twist, I am a villain."
It's a tweet.
Actually, no, she was holding the sign from Die Hard 3, which was really upsetting.
Yeah.
Oh. The TV version or the
confusing.
movie one? Because those are completely.
The other one I wanted to throw out there as well is another. I think this is also Midnight.
Midnight?
And yeah, Midnight Shyamalan.
Mm-hmm.
Old. Yeah, I was gonna talk about old.
I figured was it Sedan? What's his name? The rapper was like Plus Slide Sedan or something?
I don't
San
remember
Ultima?
his name.
I forget his name. Sorry.
No, like
Yeah.
in the movie, there's a character who's a rapper, and his name is like 4-door sedan or some shit
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
Like,
I think it's 4-door sedan. I think
it's his rap name.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That one, it's kind of funny because that one is like another genre of twists, like Cabin in the Woods, where the twist is it was the government. It's like, why does this all make sense and seem like it's being coordinated somehow? It was the government.
Because it is.
It's the government. Spooky government.
I feel like it's at the part where, like, of his career where I'm like, the twists are like, you're kind of like waiting for him to be like, what is this goofy shit gonna be? Like, so it's not as like
you're just waiting for his face to show up and tell you what the twist is, literally.
Yeah. Because
that's always where the twist is when he shows up in the movie.
Shows up. Yeah.
Like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, where he shows up for the whole thing, and the twist is that it sucks.
Oh goddamn! I was gonna fucking make that joke. Oh, this is actually a bad movie.
This is actually terrible. The twist is that bending doesn't work the same in his version.
In his at all.
I love how he like unilaterally was like, I don't get fire bending, so I changed it. Everybody's like, it's like episode 3 when they explain it in the show. So everybody was like, oh, so you literally didn't watch even the first season of the show. So the real question is, what are the 3 worst twists? What are our top 3? If we were to like, I want to see if we can come to a consensus. Like amongst the 3 of us, can we come to a consensus on what's at number 1? What is number 1 worst twist?
Oh gosh, can we start with 3 to 1?
All right, let's start with 3. So it's not the very top, but something that is really far up there in terms of like just absolutely dumb twist that detracts from the movie entirely.
I mean, I'll probably throw my hands or my like chips in for Hancock.
I was about to say, I think that's a great number 3 spot.
like,
I think.
Interesting. Yeah, and I'm like, it's not the worst, but it's like it's because like half the movie is like interesting to me, and then it like at the time especially, and it just
in terms of ruined potential, that's just like that's
there.
really up there. I feel like it's
that's
but
my
not the
vote.
top. I feel like 3 is a good spot for it. What do you think, Gibbledang?
I feel like 1's gonna be an M Night.
I'm trying to, but I can't think of
Probably.
anything that's really, I don't know, like the worst of the worst, the absolutely worst. I don't know. I feel like I need more time.
Comic books in general.
It's like it's a hard question. It's a hard
all-
question. That's definitely for sure. Like, for example, I think in my top 3 would probably be number 3 as Hancock, number 2 The Happening, number 1 is number 2. Sorry, no, I think number 1's Happening for me. Number 2 is Rise of Skywalker, and just everything in that entire movie. So.
I think that's a pretty good, because like the Rise of Skywalker has a ton. It's like the 3 different types of twists, like bad.
Yeah,
types
it has
of twists,
every
like,
bad
too
type
many,
of twist in it.
Nonsensical, convoluted, and then just like I'm related to you somehow, kind of like so you have the trifecta.
You know what? I'm gonna put in as a just something different. I'm gonna say that Green Goblin fucking cucking Spider-Man with Gwen Stacy.
Now that I've learned about that,
I'm gonna put that as my, because that's just
we're doing
so
comic
like
books too.
It's
so
it
unnecessary.
ruins a lot of
Insensitive.
things. It ruins a lot of it ruins Gwen Stacy, a Green Goblin as a villain. It's just not it. No.
Yeah, I feel like that. I would.
I agree.
Damn, that would say that's definitely.
I might throw that number 1. Honestly,
shit, that might because
that's...
hearing you describe that right now, I was like, you guys saw my jaw drop where I was just like,
yeah,
I could not believe it.
It's also like,
that.
I feel like it's also like the turning point of when Spider-Man just stopped being interesting for a while, like, or at least the first part, like that,
Bad
and then like
runs
some,
after bad runs.
was it One More Day. Yeah, and like there's every now and then a good one in the middle, or like some spin-offs that are good, but just like the main line. And like before this podcast we were actually talking about how like I think it was before this, but it was just like I don't care about Spider-Man in comics, at least modern ones, at least, you know.
I feel like
so I think I would throw that as number 1 for
Now
sure,
You
too.
See Me is also like really far up there for me because of the fact that the big reveal is that the cop Mark Ruffalo, the cop who's hunting them the whole movie, he is the mysterious benefactor who organized them in the first place, and organized all of this. And so like there's little scenes where he's alone, like trying to chase them down and like get to a spot he thinks they're gonna be in, and he's running somewhere alone with no one to see him do it, and then he doesn't get there in time, and so there's no one to see him fail either. So this movie watches him acting. Supposedly he is doing this performance of being the cop for himself. Like that's what you have to
I love
assume.
that shit. Yeah. When it shows them in the car and they're like, "Oh God, I gotta get him." It's like, who the fuck's watching you right now? You know you're on their side.
Yeah, like why are you acting
who are you
like
talking
this?
to?
If
Yeah.
it turns out to be
Like,
you,
just
why
chill.
are you getting
Just be
into
normal.
it so much?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like that's definitely, man. Okay, so I mean, like, so right up there, I feel like Green Goblin cucking Mary Jane, or cucking
guess-
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
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 So,
yeah.
Cuck
Sins
Goblin.
It's pretty.
That's number 1.
Yeah, we have to have a Shyamalan
Number
on
2,
there.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Number 3, Happening.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Probably. That's probably his.
What do you
worst,
think would be?
like,
What do you think
Shyamalan,
would be?
right?
Like, you think that would be the worst Shyamalan twist? I think so.
That's why I'm like running through.
Signs
his
is close.
Filmography.
Signs
in my
is
mind.
close.
It's pretty goof. That's like the
Village.
like, turning point as well.
With the village, it's like, oh, what if it wasn't in the past? What if it was in the present the whole time too?
What if they're Amish?
I will say, as a 12-year-old, when I saw the village, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, as a 12-year-old, I was like, that ending's sick.
So M. Night writes for 12-year-olds.
Like, honestly, for edgy 13-year-olds, pretty much. Like,
for boys,
edgy
particularly,
13-year-old boys is the
boys.
target audience for Manite, for sure.
Manite,
yeah, perfect.
Manite,
my boy.
Yeah, so last twist of the night. We're gonna be leaving, and we're gonna be done with this topic, and hopefully
no one told
never
me this.
talk about these twisty
happening.
twists again.
Ever.
Maybe last twist.
No more Star Wars then from now on.